Testing. Sorry for the loud noise. I need the fan on because it's really hot in here. Also, I got a new mic, so I should sound a bit better and less grating. Although I'm pretty sure I still sound very grating, so I'm sorry. Anyways, uh, yeah, I'm gonna do this quick because I know a lot of people are talking about this new She-Hulk design and whatever, whatnot. Uh, I'm gonna start with the easy parts. This doesn't look bad, at least to me. I still think her feminine. She still looks feminine in a way. And this level of buffness is good for what it is. Sure, it's not like the classic She-Hulk that everybody likes and all that, but overall, I say that this looks good. I actually like this design. However, we have this thing. Now, if you take off the thick lips, she just looks like Bruce Banner with long hair. And I get why people hate this design. Here's the thing: when you make a fantasy story, making the characters realistically proportioned in a fantasy story, where it's supposed to be a power fantasy, it doesn't work. People think it's boring. You know why? Here's the thing. Uh, People read comics for the sake of escaping realism. We don't read comics to be like, oh my god, this character is this weight, so it's so relatable. Like nobody does that. And even then, if you look at manga and all the characters are just fun to watch and read. And it's because of their design. They're made to be either ugly, cute, beautiful, or sexy, or whatever, or just plain old weird. She-Hulk falls in the line of, that cute, sexy demeanor, basically. Especially if you look at her more classic designs and all that. I mean, I will put this one, but this one is too old-timey. sorry for all those old-timers out there. Actually, let me see if I can... Yeah, Marvel's Capcom. This is power fantasy. It's literally made to be fantastic. It's not made to be realistic. When you make a realistic character in a fantasy story, it makes it boring looking. It makes it less dynamic, let's just say. So this is why this design doesn't really work, because again, it just looks like Bruce Banner with thick lips, and that's it. And I'll give you a good example of a character grounded in realism, and it's this girl right here. I know I did a video, and I even deleted the video of me hitting The Last of Us Part 2. Just so you know, I don't mind The Last of Us Part 2 all that much. That video was mostly a joke, but I deleted it because the quality was trash. But yeah, Abby, her design is made to be in this grounded story. The story is supposed to be grounded and realistic, therefore her body type is made to survive the apocalypse and whatnot, because the story is supposed to be grounded in realism. Marvel was never about the realism. Sure, it had some messages, some good realistic messages here and there in some of their comics, especially if you read the X-Men comics. That's all about, not being this, like, no discrimination and whatnot. But when you make the design realistic for the sake of being, oh my god, relatable, but then the story is fantastic, it really makes the whole visual boring, in a sense. Which is why people don't like this design, because the whole point of the different Hulks is that each one is their own character. Each one has their own personality, their own looks. And I'll say it again, their own looks. That's why most people prefer either this one or like myself, I don't mind this one because, yeah, she's buffer in this one, but she still looks very feminine. And that's good, because that's how her classic design was made to be. The classic design was made to be feminine and confident and all that. Well, if you look at this one, it doesn't show that. Like, again, I'll say it again, she just looks like Bruce Banner. It's not good. It's really not. This is why most people are going for the manga industry nowadays. Because people who are making manga, they're mostly focused on the fun aspect. And that's the thing. You can still be realistic, but you can't forget the fun. Which is the thing I think what missed of The Last of Us as well. But we're not talking about The Last of Us. We're talking about Marvel now. Marvel forgot that the main reason why people read these comics is to escape realism. We already live in a realistic world. Why would we want to be reminded of that in a comic that is supposed to be fantastical? Like, it doesn't make sense. And I know why they did this design. And guess what? The people they're carrying to, the people they're trying to aim for, they don't even buy these comics. They just complain, but they don't buy their products. You think either of those people buy their products? No. They just sitting there to complain. And the people who work there don't understand that. The main thing about Marvel is the power fantasy aspect. And the fantasy in general. Not just power fantasy, but fantasy in general. Looks like this, yes, it's impossible in a certain extent. Like, you can't be 12 feet tall and green and all that. But that's the point. The point is to be fantastical, in a sense, in every sense of the word. From power to even looks. Nobody's gonna look like Nightcrawler. Like, if you inject yourself with radiation, you're not gonna look like this. You're gonna die. Because radiation is poisonous to us. If a radiated spider bites you, you're not gonna turn to Spider-Man the next day. No, you're dying. Of cancer, perhaps. And that's the thing. This is why these designs don't work. Because we need to escape realism. Marvel is supposed to be all about escaping realism. I'm saying that multiple times because I know they make this design for realism, but that's not good for a Marvel comic. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do my own design with this same uniform, because that's one thing I'll give it. I like the uniform. I know some people don't. I personally like it. It's very gladiatorial, I guess. She looks like a gladiator, which is cool. I like gladiators. I like barbarians. I mean, come on. So I will do my own design of this with this uniform. So yeah, I'll be right back with you. Enjoy the speed paint.